Good afternoon and welcome to Five Sounds Realty. Doing a video of a property in Williamston today. 408 West Woodlawn Drive. Home was built in 1972. This is the neighborhood. In my humble opinion, a very cute little area. Looks like there's a house down there they're doing some work too. Everything else here though feels established and well kept. I think maybe you can see by the homes that I'm showing here, and we'll pan around in a little bit to the main house of focus. I just want to give a feel for the neighborhood. And here we're coming to the front yard of this property. There's neighbors. Now it's on a 1/4 acre lot, so it's not very big, but it is well maintained and thought out, and it just feels very homey. And here is the home in question. You see there. I'll try to step back and get a bigger view of it. Okay, so you get a better feel of how it looks and how it feels. Very stately looking home. I think you'll agree. And we'll go in the front door and then explore everything and then come out and finish the exterior. But just giving you a little bit more view of the area. Okay, let's go in. Currently on the market as of early May for $180,000. 2-bedroom, 2-bath is what they can classify it for, but there's a surprise or 2 or 3, I think. You'll see. Someone's mail, I'm gonna put that inside for them, I guess. The front door leading in. All right. Stepping into the main living, maybe dining if you want to call it that. The room feels to be about 12 foot wide, maybe. Let me broaden my camera, see if it helps a little bit. There we go. Plantation shutters, newer windows. I mean, most of the plantation shutters in the home seem to be very good condition. Molding along the top. It does feel like this to me is a type of paneling, but solid. You know, and this could be the dining area, but you see the rest of the home, you see there's other areas to dine. That area does lead us to the kitchen and living room, and that mainly leads to the bedroom areas, and we'll go to the living area first. Go back and scan this way a little bit, and yes, I know, that stairs right there, or should I say ladder, just to give you an idea of how steeply it goes up. Okay, that's part of the surprise. We'll get to that in a little bit. Let's start where the kitchen and the main living area would probably be. Carpets in here do need to be shampooed. Pretty good shape overall. It would be up to the individual homeowner as to whether they wanted to change it or not. But you can see where stuff has been sitting and needs a good cleaning. And the walls probably need to be painted. This carpet, yeah, is not in bad shape, but again, needs to be cleaned. And, you know, personal likes, you might want to change it, you might not. Here is the living room. That is gas hooked up to the fireplace. Okay. Step here. Obviously, that door there leads to the bedroom wing. And here, scan around, you see the kitchen and dinette area. And more of the living room. Ceilings in here are just a little shy of maybe 7.5 feet. Not quite 8. Excuse me. It feels like. But it doesn't feel crowded. And without the beams, like in here, it actually feels like it goes up to 8 feet. But it's still about 7.5 maybe. Good height. There's the dinette area I was speaking about. Because I just figured that because of the chandelier that's there. And this leads out to the carport, and we'll go out there in a minute. Cute little cupboard in the corner. Looks like a security system. Don't think it's active anymore. Workable pantry with, you know, little doors that slide out, which give you more access. It looked like almost like for cans. Tons of cans can fit on that shelf. And, you know, other things right here. So, pretty clever. I like it when they do that. And these racks in the door go right to it. So you got more storage there. It's a very, very functional cabinet. Excuse me. Standard white refrigerator. Nice laminate floor. Not quite sure exactly what kind, but it is laminate. And you can see where they've redone this here. Some of the sockets are a little short, but it hasn't affected the performance. You know, if this were to be updated, that would be GFI sockets. And the cupboards. These were all built in, I'm sure, in 1972, which means they're not going anywhere. They're solid, you know. Light above the sink, the view out the kitchen window to your neighbors, okay? But still kind of private because if you see, maybe over there, you know, just depends on your needs. Okay, looking back from this way. Okay, now we'll go to the garage. Try and keep this in mind because I'll show you how we access it when we go back out. I'll go out the front door. But steps down. You can park a car in here. Nice brick flooring or stenciled, it's hard to tell. It looks like it's stenciled on the concrete, okay? Still very good effect. Access to the crawl space. Yeah, good 10-foot high ceiling. But like I said, wide enough, standard garage door, you know, when you pull in, you just put the nose up there and you can get out on each side. More access to the crawl space over there. And then a little side room, utility room. This is where the washer dryer hookup is. Sink, water's running, hot water, more storage. I'm going to show you this here. This actually goes down. It goes down a good 5-6 inches into this area, which is nice. I think if water leaks or does something, it's not going to go up in the carport, which really wouldn't matter too much because, well, it's concrete. And, you know, they got the block sidewalls. 200 amp panel. More storage above there. Okay, there's your dryer duct, washer dryer. And there is a light over there. It must be on a pull cord. But I don't see the switch anywhere, but yeah, it's there. Obviously, that's a gas hot water heater, just because of the flue. Okay. All right, let's go back into the carport, or garage. I'm sorry, not carport. And let's go to the home and nice glass door into the carport. I kind of like that myself. All righty. And let's go to the living room. No, I'm sorry. Bedrooms. I'm going too fast. Right here in the living room, it is a door to nowhere. Okay? It goes to the wall into the living room. So obviously, this was remodeled at one point in time, and this door was deemed no longer functional. All right, we'll close that up. Go down the hallway. One of the 2 claimed baths. Double vanity, double lights. I'll try not to get in that mirror over there because I don't want to scare you folks. Let's see. Utility closet. Plenty of room in there. Ducting for the AC. All right. It does have a pull cord in there. Bulb must be out. No, there's no bulb at all in it. All right. Back up here. And tub with shower. And that's a 1-piece tub. And they like, obviously, for things to look pretty and functional with the 2 rods, they probably put that goes inside the tub. All right, I've got my phone as far out as it will to view, so I'm trying to get everything in here. Plenty of room beside the toilet. Scanning back out. Okay. All right. We'll go to I'll call it the guest bedroom first. Well, since we're here, another linen closet. This door is kind of stuck, and I'm afraid to pull it out. It's scrubbing so much on the carpet, I don't want to mess with it. But on the inside, you can see there is lights, and like they had this as a little tool closet maybe. It can be anything you want it to be. This house does seem to have quite a bit of storage. All right, and a light at the top, and they run a little cord so they can put that fluorescent there too. Nice area. Okay, to the left is what I would call a spare bedroom. Something happened up here at one time, but it looks fixed and nothing active. Again, the plantation shutters, newer windows, brings a lot of light in. Tall windows, you know, that's got to be at least I say 60-inch, you know. Moldings in here, crown moldings in here also. Same with that window. And then the closet. Okay. Yeah. All kinds of hanging, and then a few shelves. It has a light in it too to turn on, which came on. I just didn't turn it on earlier. And it looks like they've got you some additional stuff. And a mirror. Okay. Small room, I'd say maybe 12 by 11, maybe. But good size room for a guest room. Nice closet. I mean, they could come and stay a while if you wanted them to. Alrighty, access to the attic. Okay. And the master bedroom, which is a little bit bigger. It feels a little more like maybe 13 by 13. Moldings again. 2 windows. Same kind of closet. Again, the carpets, you know, I'm not going to mention anymore. Not tore up, but it needed some TLC and cleaning. And since this is the master, there is a, you know, window out to the backyard and the master bathroom. Isn't large, but it'll do what you want. 1 sink. Your cabinet for storage. This is all built in. This is not an addition, I do not believe. And the shower looks to be 4 foot. Okay. 4 foot with a seat. All looks to be one piece. Again, it looks like laminate flooring. Simple shelving. You can put a few towels in there. Some stuff if you need, utilities. There's the switch for that one. I was wondering where it was. I just found it. I was looking for it earlier, but all right. Let's go back out of here and go back to that living room with the ladder. Okay. Now you folks got to remember, I'm an old feller, and I'm going to have to take this thing a little bit slow with a camera in my hand because it's a little tricky at the top. I might even pause you coming down, but let's go up and see what we got. This is the exciting part, right? So I'm going one step at a time. And you got to watch your head because that right there will get you if you do not watch it. All right. Now, if you got grandkids, this is the spot for you. Light up here. All righty. Open this door and we'll come on up here. Step up here. You grab a hold of whatever you can. All right. Now, I'm barely over 6 foot, and I'm able to stand in here with about 6 inches clearance down the middle. But this is the upstairs foyer. Closets. Basically, twin closet on this side. Looks the same. Couple of shelves. Little open space area here. And as you can see, that's down. That's a very short door. Maybe 5 foot. And give you a perspective. There you go. Okay. Now, don't know what options you'd have to change that stairs, but it's possible. I believe it's possible. And then here we go. This is kids' paradise. No plumbed in air conditioning or heating. All right. There's an air conditioner in the window, and these days you can get those air conditioners with a heat pump in them too. But very functional room. Kids would love it. Built-in drawers. The top 2 or the top 1 is fake, but the rest are functioning. Okay. Walk all the way down to the end. I'd say right there is probably 4 foot. A little bit shy of 4 foot, you know. But this is it, and I'll show you these closets here. That one over there is just a replica of this one. All right, and there you go. See, it was for hanging mostly. And this little desk looks built in, okay? So, and there's a, I don't know, a little bit of a floor difference right there. Not much, and it wouldn't concern me really. I didn't see this before, so this does look like some kind of heat that's up here. So that's a plus for the winter for sure. I did not notice that before. It looks like probably some kind of propane, I'm going to guess. But that's something we can discover later with whoever's interested in the home. I mean, I have someone in mind, and you know who you are, but just in case, there might be somebody else if you change your mind. Here we go. This is an actual bath, okay? It's not claimed because, well, maybe it wasn't permitted. I have no idea. But, you know, it is only classified as a 2-bedroom, 2-bath home, and we've already seen that. This is just bonus space, you know, that they have done, which I think is pretty cool. Alrighty. A tub only. All right, and this is pretty wise. It's that bathroom paneling that you can easily wash, you know, the whole way. Now, the walls are a different story, you know, that's different. And then on this side is storage, if you want it. Pure storage. Now, I don't know where, unless they covered it up, that attic access door went to, if it went to anything now, since they've remodeled this upstairs. But walking on to the end here, there's the vent for the outside window. I mean, this room could be converted to if someone needed it to. And I really believe there's an option for this stairs to be reoriented and be very easily accessed up here to utilize a lot of this extra storage, because I feel like it would be kind of hard to get something up that ladder to actually be put up here, but they've done it, right? Probably with someone younger than me. Anyway, all right, well, now we're going to head down, and this is where I don't know if I'm going to pause you. I'm going to try not to, so I can keep a fluent video here, because I prefer those fluent videos. They just go better. Okay, so I'm going down. Yay, so far I've done it. Let's see. Oh, there you go, your first peek. All right, I'm going down backwards on this thing. All right. Now, I mean, I just have an opinion. Over here somewhere is where the bathroom was, so you really can't mess too much with that. But there was open space here. I almost feel like this ladder or even actual stairs could be turned around facing this way to get up there. I don't know. You'd have to explore your options. All right. Well, that is the main home, and we're back into the living room, and we'll go back out and I'll show you, you know, well, I said earlier how the garage is accessed. Kind of a steep little step there, but not a lot really. And I'm going to step back out here. What I want to point out is there's a driveway there. And there's a driveway there. And you'll see why in just a moment. Okay? All right. Okay, now this is that utility room where the washer and dryer are. Okay? And the electric box. They're cute mailbox. It looks like with clematis on it. And there's the driveway pulling up to the garage. That is the garage. One area I didn't show you, and we'll do it here in a minute. I consider it kind of the outdoor part, but it is connected to the home. But there's your driveway. And I think the property lines are literally where all the fences are and stuff, within a few feet. Because drainage for this area tends to come right here. There is a drainage on this property, and like drainage from that home or that shop the gutters are going down into a drain pipe, and I bet it's leading to here. And of course they've tried to camouflage it, make it look a lot better. Got a little trellis here, simple trellis. Brick, makes it really nice. And here's the outdoors room. I was saying I feel like it's part of the outdoors, and it feels like it. We're going to go in there. Shop area back there, nice little landscaping. Like I said, this is 1/4 of an acre, $180,000. Back of the home, okay. Roof looks in pretty good shape. Not an expert, but I have a pretty good eye for stuff like that. Holly bush, some red berries there later. Be beautiful. All right, we'll go in, and then I'll show you where it connects on the house. I know you're probably kind of interested when I was inside. I just didn't say anything. But there we go. They do have an air conditioner in here. Okay? This is my favorite room. Okay? My favorite room. And this looks like a dehumidifier or air filter. Okay? And a heater, because it's got gas running to it. That does. So you do have your heat source. Lamp here, light there. Air conditioning. There's the ceiling. The side of the home. 3-season room minimum. I'd say with this heat and air conditioning, it's a 4-season room. You know, this is what I like about the home. Tiled steps and little area for walking, tiled, which lead into the home, okay? And I'll show you right here, which you kind of knew because you saw the glass, I know. Right into, well, the den living area and the kitchen going out. This is my favorite part of the whole home. It's got a lot of cool things at upstairs, and it's got this. And even in a small lot, it does tend to pack a lot. I'm not the listing agent for this property, but if I see something I don't like, I'll tell you. And like all homes, older homes, it has minor issues by the eye that I see. Like those gutters need to be cleaned out. And this shop, small backyard, little lattices hiding the AC, lattices hiding the propane tank. I'm not sure if they got natural gas here or not. I'll have to find out. But even that lattice panel is broke. I don't know if you can see it. We'll walk by it. It's just small things that need to be repaired. Maybe you get a good view of the roof here. I don't know. In the back of the home. Got an outdoor switch here. I'm not sure what that's for. I don't know if it's maybe for these lights. I don't know. And we'll go in the side door to the, I'm going to say shops area. Well, first, let's go to the back. Let me show you. I forget my routine that I want to go through. Not sure what this may have been hiding at some time, but there's nothing here now that I see. It's on bricks. I'm not sure. But, and there you go. And this, I'm not sure at one time what it was, but right now it's really just storage. I mean, there's nothing in here, you know, per se. Some old gas logs and stuff. Clean it out, and you do have your gardening tools if you want. You go over here, and there was something that this property was in. This property was encroaching on this somehow or something. I'm not sure, but it has been figured out. And I'm not sure if these are the markers, but it'd be something we would get cleared up. Is that this is the old property marker, and now here's the new property marker. Okay, going to, I don't know where over here. That's something we'll have to get cleared up. But I did talk to them about it, so that it's make sure that everything is on this property. From my understanding, it has been registered, but just isn't showing up everywhere yet. Okay, let's go back around and go into the shop area. Another garage, actually. And could you put a car in here? Yes. You'd be tight opening the doors and getting out. I think you still could, but it'd be close. But see, and this is an add-on, you know, over the years. Tin roof right over top the framing. But what concerns me is if you look, the posts are rotting out at the bottom, or they may be rotted out. So you would really need to address this, I believe, if you want to keep this area. It does have concrete floor in it. And it does feel like and it is. It's, you know, tilted that way. The elevation is going down that way, so rinsing it out or whatever, the water is going to go that way. And then there's the door to the garage slash whatever area. Don't know, but there are still gas lines here. If these are functional, get you a new one. You put your air conditioner, sink. I didn't try to see if the water's on there, but you have those options. And there's a heater plumbed. I see the pipes behind it. Garage door, refrigerator. Okay. There we go. And look at it back from this way. Access to the attic out here. Plenty of space to drive a car in if you really need to work on it and open it up and do something otherwise. And this floor too seems elevated to be pitching this way, you know, out the door. It just kind of feels like it. Not too bad though. I mean, still, you know, obviously they had some kind of a workshop here, but they must have used it for entertaining and having fun too. All right, well, let's walk out and, you know, just take another peek at a few things. We'll walk over here. Excuse me. And there's the other driveway. Again, stenciled brick. Stenciled concrete. It really adds a lot, in my humble opinion, as to the look of the property. You know, running out, they've got them a swing there and needs a little bit of repair. And there's the lattice around the propane tank. Like I said, I was showing, I think needs a little work done to it. Okay. And here we are. And there's the other two stakes. So I'm thinking this is what it is. This is the old and there's the new. And it should be running to meet the outside when you can't see it through the bushes. I barely can that way, which encompasses the propane tank and maybe that 1, 2, 3 pine tree, but the other two seem to be on this property. And we're back to the front of the home. You know, very cute home, very cute neighborhood. If you want to know if it's worth the asking price, you'll have to ask me. But either way, hope you enjoyed the video. I like doing these videos. I like putting an eye on it for the buyer who can't be here. All right. With that said, I'm going to sign off from 408 Woodlawn in the big city of Williamston, North Carolina. Good day from North Kakalaki.